Bit of an interesting dynamic to kick off this episode because those of you listening or watching already know the topic at hand. However, I do not. Matt was adamant that I not know what we're talking about. All I know is there was an announcement today from DC / Warner Brothers / Discovery, and he wanted to get my raw and unbiased reaction. So I'm going to hear this news first from him. Probably going to be mad about it because that's why he only wants to do things like this because he thinks it's going to make me mad and I'm going to have some sort of hilarious reaction. So we'll see if he's right. With that, Matt, what are we talking about?
Hilarious reaction for sure. I don't want to see you necessarily mad, but I do like your reaction. So this is news from New York Comic Con. I love that you're hearing it fresh. So because like no matter when you listen to this or watch it, it's raw reaction. So this is either a couple days ago, maybe a week ago by the time you get it. But there was some news that I thought we should just at least talk about from New York Comic Con. So from Marvel, they announced their like 4 events. They're kind of I see they're doing their like the MCU thing where they have the chart and then like the different lines of like events that are kind of going on. So in the comic book realm, X-Men event, Sins of Sinister in January. They're doing a Captain America event in the spring. Next summer is actually going to be the Summer of the Symbiotes is the summer event. But the first event that I'm interested in out of all of those events is the one towards the end of the summer, which is called The Fall of the X-Men. And this is apparently the end of the Krakoan era of X-Men. So they might actually get exactly the end of Plant People, You Can't Die, and more importantly,
Finally,
those long form prose pages that you love so much. Hopefully the end of that era. So
it needs to
I
be the end of that era because I can't. I want to enjoy the X-Men, but I can't right now.
I agree. So hopefully they're actually going to get me to part with some of my money and I will probably get that event as long as it's not like you have to read all 26 different parts of said event like that one
And as long as there's
X-Men
no
event.
pie eating contest,
Exactly. X of Swords. As long as it's not like that, I will probably, if it's just like 6 issues or whatever, I'll probably jump in on that and get that. Comics on the Comixology front. I know this probably isn't a big deal. You still have Comixology Unlimited? You're done with you're done with
not
Comixology.
not until Amazon fixes that
Yeah,
UI.
we talked about that in a previous episode, so I forgot. But for those Comixology Unlimited members, Scott Snyder re-upped his Best Jacket Press, which is his imprint. He re-upped that deal with them, so his books are going to be released through Comixology up until 2023. Meaning, if you pay that $5 subscription a month, you can read their back catalog of Amazon originals.
You mean through 2023, not up until
Yeah, I'm
2023.
sorry, through 2023.
Okay.
Thank you.
I
So
was to
if you
say, like,
pay,
that's not an announcement if it ends in
it's
two
like
months.
tomorrow. Yeah, no, through 2023.
Got it.
So if you pay that $6 or whatever, you'll still have access to a lot of Scott Snyder's books, and he puts a lot out through Comixology. One, Dave, I don't know if you saw this one. We Have Demons. That's one of the books that was originally on the Comixology originals, and I bought them.
Nope.
Snyder does the Comixology thing, and then like later he'll put it out through Dark Horse. So I did pick this one up. I picked these 3 issues up. It was really good, and it's been out for a while, but it was really good. Snyder and Capullo. So that I might be mentioning that later in one of our highlighting of issues at some point. So that'll be an Easter egg. DC. All right, we're on to DC now. I'm personally excited because the Superman family is back. Please reference our comic fights, why Dave hates Superman and why I love him. The one thing I mentioned is Superman and the family. They're bringing the Superman family back. And Dan Mora, my boy, he did the concept art for these, so I'm hoping he gets like a book, a Superman book. I'll be very, very into that book. That was one thing the DC did. The thing I want to talk to you about today, Dave, I have a little bit of a confession I might have to make. I've been doing a lot of thinking since I've seen this announcement, and the local comic shop might be taking a hit. I will still be collecting Batman by Zdarsky as long as Zdarsky's on it. I have thoroughly enjoyed the Nightwing run. I really enjoyed Nightwing by Tom Taylor and the art. And of course, what I think is the best comic being published, Batman Superman's World's Finest. The reason I've been having such a cathartic thinking a lot about the local comic shop in regards to DC, did you hear anything about DC Comics Ultra? And that's why I was telling you not to research anything.
Nope. Dude, my job right now, Monday through Friday, I'm in a black hole of news and information. And this past weekend, it was a very busy weekend.
Yeah,
my band played a show in Austin. I went on a date yesterday. Friday night was a lot of prep work for the show on Saturday in Austin. So like I was out of touch all weekend as well.
Good. So I kind of want your raw reactions. So they announced one of their last panels they announced at Comic-Con. They are doing a part of their subscription service called DC Comics Ultra. I understand this might not be for everyone.
When you say subscription service, you mean DC Infinite.
DC Infinite now has a wing called DC Ultra.
Okay.
DC Infinite is $79 a year if you buy it annually, or just on sticker price if there's no deal, $79.
Yep.
DC Comics Ultra is $99 a year. It comes with a free comic book, like a graphic novel. It's going to come with a graphic novel. It's going to come with a physical graphic novel. It comes with. I mean, it's going to come with. Your subscription will now give you graphic novels, so they're going to catch up on like American Vampire, which is huge for me. Like all the American Vampire stuff, a lot of that Black Label stuff is going to be on there. More importantly, if you do DC Ultra, you can read comics 1 month after they come out in the store.
Yes. 1 month. Dude, that's faster than I'm reading paper right now.
DC is currently on 6 months. Marvel Unlimited is on 3 months. DC will now be 1 month. I have the annual DC, and to my knowledge, I actually read like you remember the Micro Machine commercial, the guy who would talk really, really fast, and yeah, of course. I actually read the fine print on this. So if you have, I have the annual subscription, the $79 subscription. If you have that, it's now between like November 23rd or something. They'll like prorate your subscription if you want to upgrade. With that said, before we got on here, I was going to do it, and it said I had like a trial until February, and I know that's when my subscription runs out. So I don't know if they're just like, once February hits, you get the new $99 thing, whatever.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, so I will definitely be doing that, because in my mind, I know that sounds like a lot of money, but most DC comics, I mean, out of those, most DC comics are $5, man. You do that, that's 20 comics over the course of a year. That's nothing compared to what I pay for DC. And like, I won't get anything. I will not, outside of those 3 comics, like their Crisis or their miniseries or whatever, I'm not going to buy anything, dude. I can wait a month. That is like insane for me. That's a huge game changer. And this was something that we had been talking about, was like, when is, and maybe we talked about this offline, but like, when are they really going to get aggressive with when are they going to get serious about these subscription services?
We talked about it in the very first episode we ever did.
And I think we did. Yeah.
In the digital versus paper episode.
And this was a shot to me. I was like, now we're talking. That Dark Crisis on Infinite, I have issue 5. It just came out. I went on and I was like, oh, maybe they'll be like, it said, the press release is like, oh, Dark Crisis will be on here. 1 through 4 is up there now. The new Flashpoint book that Jeff Johns is doing, 7 issues of it are up there now. That Jurassic League, ridiculous, like Jurassic Park comic book with Batman, 6 issues are up there now. I'm all in, man. I'm going to start reading more DC now. Like, I am in hook, line, and sinker. So I know you're not getting as much paper, but I didn't know if this changed anything for you, or if this is something you would be interested in getting, or.
So right now I buy one DC book a month, and that book is Batman. And
Which
I
is a
get
great book.
35% off from Lone Star Comics. So I'm paying it's what is it, $3.99 or $4.99 for Batman?
$4.99.
$4.99? Good
Yeah.
lord. So I'm paying $3.24 a month for Batman for the course of a year. It's $39.
Yeah.
Now, my first thought is, like you, okay, I'll read more DC and upgrade to DC Infinite Ultra because I'd read more, but whatever. Like I'm telling myself I wouldn't buy more now because it's, I'm not, I don't know, trying to keep to a monthly minimum. I'm reading
Yeah.
less books, whatever. Like whatever excuses I tell myself, the draw is, oh, well, I'd be able to read more DC because it's all going to be there faster. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I would have to be reading at $4.99 cover price. I have to be reading what, like
You need.
3 books a month to make it cost the same as what I would
You said
pay
it's like
through.
$2, right? 2.30
No,
or
it's
something like that.
$3.25. $3.24. So $3 a
Yeah,
month.
you need to read
3 books a month
through
would be $10, $120 a year.
comics.
Um, so that would make it worth it. I could probably find 3 DC books a month to read, but I have so much other stuff to read right now. I don't know if that would make me read more. I feel like that would just trap me. I would
Yeah.
I would pay more to read the same amount of DC stuff that I'm reading now because I really don't know if my life would allow me to take on more monthly DC comics.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to finish No Man's Land.
Yeah.
And those Batman comics came out like 20 or 30 years ago.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I think it's a really interesting proposition. I think if Marvel did it, obviously I'd 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 be more excited about it, and I think I'd probably read more Marvel monthly. Although 3 months isn't that long. Like my standard right now, I'm about 2 months behind on everything anyway that I buy in paper, just because I have a lot of stuff going on in my life that prevents me from reading comics because of my job and the band that I'm in, and I like to play video games, and I go to the gym, and whatever, all the stuff that I do, all of
Those
my other
three,
hobbies,
those 3 and 2 New York Jets.
and the New
How
York
about
Jets.
how
I don't
about
I
that?
don't know if that's fair to call that a hobby. I mean, that's just watching a football game. Like
All right.
if I
That's
wasn't
three
watching a
hours.
football
That's
game,
3 hours,
yeah.
and that's
But I mean, if I wasn't watching a football game, I'd be watching something else. Like
then you
Formula
gotta
One
watch.
races. I watch those. Like there's plenty of stuff to watch.
You don't watch like
Um,
Jets post game, like after the game. You don't watch any of that. Okay,
oh,
no, not one of those guys. Okay,
oh.
no Bart Scott. All right.
No, especially no Bart Scott. That dude has been dogging on Zach Wilson and the Jets for 2 years or more. He's trying to like make his mark by being like the hypercritical hot takes guy about the Jets. And it's so like weird and disingenuous to me that I can't watch that man talk about the Jets anymore. Loved him as a player. Iconic. Can't wait.
Can't
Iconic.
wait.
We're off topic. Anyway, typically I read at night. Like I get in bed and I read until I'm too tired to stay awake. That helps me fall asleep.
Yeah.
So with lifestyle changes because of, now I have a commute, go to bed a little earlier most of the week. I'm a little bit more tired because my job is more demanding now, and I get to read maybe one issue a night,
Okay.
if that. So I don't know. For someone like me that's not reading a lot of DC,
Yeah.
this probably still isn't worth it. For someone that like you that's reading 3 books a month, you'd be stupid not to do this, I think.
Yeah. Easily. Like I get a decent amount of paper, so I really like reading paper comics. So I normally have two comics. I'll read one in the first thing in the morning when I get there, or I'll read one, at lunch or something. Or if I have a slow day, I can read a couple. Um, but at night, I've been reading. I got like reading glasses, and I got this light now to try to read at night. And I'm like, after I'm just at night, it's iPad time. It's just so much more
Exactly.
convenient to read.
Exactly.
So for me, I will definitely read three DC titles a month, like at minimum, if not more. I don't want this thing to be like for you. I don't want it. I wouldn't want it to ever be like a chore or a job where you're like, I gotta read these three comics to get my value proposition. Or like,
Right. Well, and that's why I
but
got
that's
rid
how
of
we
Marvel
think.
Unlimited.
Yeah,
Like, I wasn't reading enough stuff,
yeah,
so it made sense to just let that subscription lapse because there was no way. I have so much stuff that I bought via Comixology sales over the last few years to read.
yeah. You could roll off of
There's
that.
9 volumes of Revival I'm trying to get through, and I'm reading maybe 15 pages a night. I'm not even reading a full issue anymore of that because I'm so tired. So
Yeah,
I don't know. And this is weird thing. This is very much personal to me and a personal preference. Probably not really a preference. It's probably more of an idiosyncrasy. But um, when it's light out and there's a lot of day left, for some reason mentally, I don't like to read comics or read anything during the day. I'm like, I need to take advantage of the day. So,
yes,
like,
no,
am I
that's
am I gonna
legit.
go somewhere? Am I gonna play a
Yeah,
game? Am I gonna watch a show? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, my daytime time, I don't want to read for some reason. Like, I now reading is a nighttime activity, and that nighttime activity doesn't last as long because I'm always super tired by the time I get to start reading. So,
yeah, no, that makes sense. Um, I agree. Like during the day, I kind of don't. I want to do something else, but like first thing in the morning, it's like start your day off with reading, and then like close your day with reading. I'm very similar to you. Um,
I would like to do that if I woke up early enough to do that, but
yeah, yeah.
I have my
You got
morning
a longer
routine is
commute
timed
though.
out where
Yeah,
I have no margin for error. If I wake up even 5 minutes late, my commute changes from 50 minutes to an hour plus.
that's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, you're definitely in a bit of a different boat. So I get that. Um, yeah, I was when I saw this Ultra, I was pretty excited because I was like, oh man, I'm gonna definitely start reading some DC because that's been the thing that's killed me is like 3 months would be great. Even if it was on the Marvel Unlimited scale, that would be great.
Yeah,
6 months to wait is just kind of a long time. I don't know. Because it's like I like to read it in chunks
miserable.
and like an arc.
Yeah,
And it's like you're a year out at that point. And it's
yeah,
like that's
not good.
way too long.
Not good.
But even if it's a month out and you wait 3 months to get, half of the story or something like that is much more enjoyable for me. So, like I said,
I
this
agree.
made me really excited. I'm really hoping that Marvel does something similar,
Me too.
and they go to a month. I think this is the first steps because, like, immediately when this happened, I thought, man, I hope I was hoping Marvel even had an announcement that the same weekend, like, oh, we're doing the same thing too. But I hope they do something similar
They
here
might. I mean,
in a couple months or whatever. I don't care. 3 months is fine, but I would love to read Spider Man like a month later. That would be awesome.
I'd love to enjoy reading Spider-Man. Full stop.
Have you read this new Spider Man art
No,
run? Dude, it's good. It's good.
no, I'm not doing it. No.
It's good, man.
Not a single thing that's happened since since
Yep.
the last run ended seems interesting or
Dude,
anything that I would enjoy.
man. Everyone has their opinion. I think it's good. In comparison to that run that you dropped off onto, this is good. It's good, but I can't. But yeah. I think that was pretty much like all I wanted to hit on. Are you somewhat interested? Uh, you don't have on Comixology Unlimited. I was wondering if you still have that, but nope.
I mean,
Uh,
I since I have DC Infinite still, I've probably
yeah,
got the same trial that you have, so I'm gonna
yeah,
give it a shot. Like, I'll give it a shot and see if I can find 3 DC books a month that I want to read. a month late, and you know what? Maybe maybe I end up finding enough stuff where this makes it worthwhile to me, and I stick with it. I don't know. I do have a lot of Batman to read in paper right now. I am at least 6 months behind on Batman in paper. So at the minimum, I can at least catch up on Batman.
Yeah, as I was saying, I know this is sacrilege, but would you read it digitally? Because
yes,
probably next month they're gonna backfill all of it digitally, so then you can read it at night on your iPad at least.
yeah. I'm absolutely gonna put the paper away and read it digitally. Yeah.
Because the Dark Crisis, I think I read 3, and I have 5 in paper, but they put 1 through 4, and I was like, I want to reread 3 anyway, so I'm gonna read 3 and 4 on my iPad, and then 5 I'll read in print, and then
if they're already at if they've already updated it, so it's just 1 month behind as of now.
Yeah,
all that Batman stuff that I have right now is there, except for the issue I just got.
I don't know about I don't think they went. It was just these particular series, and then I think they're going to start filling stuff in. I don't think they went through Batman and went all the way back.
I don't like that. How hard can it be? How hard can it be? You know,
I don't know.
I don't think that that's difficult at all, because if
they have the digital files, it's not that hard.
Those digital comics already exist, exactly. So all that's happening, if this is just pure conjecture, but you know, what would make sense to me, operationally speaking, is that when those digital issues come out, they already get loaded into DC Infinite, and there is a time gate, and then once it hits 6 months, it's open to the app to be able to display. But all that stuff, I guarantee all that stuff is sitting in a drive somewhere.
A digital drive, yeah.
Yeah, it's all there already. It's just not visible yet. Blocked. It's time release stuff, I'm sure. There's no reason why they can't immediately just put that stuff on.
I'm just curious to see so obviously there's a big you've been on DC Infinite, so there's the bar, and then it had another bar and it said Ultra. I'm curious to see, because they do their updates on Tuesday. I'm curious to see. I'm hoping it's going to be every Tuesday. There's new Ultra releases as well too. So
that's what, tomorrow's Tuesday, right?
Well, I think Monday, they did the first one today. Man, there might be some tomorrow.
I mean, I'm probably going to check tonight when I get in bed. I'll fire up the iPad and take a... Well, first I'll update the Infinite app, because I definitely haven't done that in months. And then I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have the iPad set up to auto update. So every time I open an app that I don't use regularly, which is basically all of them, I've got updates, 50.
It's still, the user interface is still a little clunky, which is frustrating, but
it's not terrible though.
For that price, I'll deal with it crashing out sometimes to read. I've noticed if you actually download the books, it runs a lot smoother, but yeah. So
as long as the guided view still works, I'm good.
Guided view works pretty good.
Then I'm good. Good.
Well, yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I wanted to get your first thoughts. I was pretty pumped about that, so I was just I hope he didn't read anything, and I knew you were busy this week, so I was I don't think you did, but I kind of wanted to just get your cold reaction.
Yeah, man, all good. Quick hitter. I like a quick hitter.
They're good to have. So,
well, let's hope that in not a long time from now, we're having a similar conversation about Marvel Unlimited, and maybe, just maybe, something better with Comixology Unlimited. Maybe,
you know what
maybe we just need to go back to the paper versus digital conversation in a few months. Maybe we do a Where Are They Now? Call back to our first episode.
How would you feel about an Image subscription service?
I'd easily pay whatever they want for it.
I think that's a perfect
wouldn't even consider it.
Follow-up conversation in a couple months. So,
all right. Well, with all that being said, we'll have more to talk about in the digital space soon. This seems like the beginning of a very interesting time in the digital comic space, because Marvel can't not react to this. I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm sure we'll talk about it here when it does. Until then, you can follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are in the description of this video or audio podcast, wherever you choose to listen. We're on all platforms and YouTube. My name is Dave.
And I'm Matt.
and we'll see you again in a week. Bye, everybody.
Peace.